welcome to the new session of Pre-Med Pro, and today we will continue with the topics, the synapse, as I have told yesterday, and this is the ongoing chapter for the neural coordination of the class 11 physiology, and I will teach you the synapse as well as the central nervous system today. Okay, I will try to complete the central nervous system, but I don't think it will be completed just now by today, but I will start with the synapse. Okay, so the topic is synapse. So what is synapse? Synapse is a junction between the neurons. Synapse is a junction between the neuron. Junction between neurons. न्यूरॉन्स के बीच में जो जंक्शन है उसको साइनैप्स कहला जाता है. ठीक है, तो अगर साइनैप्स का एक डायग्राम आपको दिखाना पड़ेगा तो कैसे होगा? ठीक है, तो ये एक साइनैप्स का थोड़ा बहुत स्ट्रक्चर है, बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द साइनैप्स. ओके, सो नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस? These are the spaces for the receptors of the neurotransmitter. Receptors for neurotransmitter. This is a dendrite and this is the synaptic vesicle. Okay, this is the synaptic vesicle. Okay, these are the axon terminals. Axon terminals. Okay, sorry. This is the neurotransmitter. This is the neurotransmitter. And these are the axon terminals. Axon terminals. Now this one is the postsynaptic cleft. So this is the presynaptic cleft. This is a presynaptic cleft. So after the presynaptic cleft, it comes the postsynaptic cleft. Postsynaptic cleft. Okay, this is the synaptic cleft gap. This is the synaptic cleft gap. Synaptic cleft, that is called a gap. Okay, so did you understand what I have drawn? Okay, there are two types of synapse. If it is given types of synapse, it is called the types of synapse. Okay, so there are two types of synapse. One is the electrical synapse, and two is chemical synapse. So there are two types of synapse. One is electrical synapse and another is chemical synapse. So in electrical synapse, it is very rare in our system. Electrical synapse is certainly not seen in our system. Okay, so electrical synapse, difference between the electrical synapse and chemical synapse. So one is electrical synapse. What is electrical synapse? It is rare in our system. Mostly these are present. Synaptic cleft is very less. Very less. Synaptic cleft is present. Synaptic cleft is present. Bidirectional transmission, as ions are involved in the transmission of the synapse. In electrical synapse, the bidirectional transmissions happen. As ions are involved in the transmission. Okay, so it is unidirectional. We have unidirectional. Okay, gap junction is present between the two neurons. In electrical synapse, gap junction is present between two neurons. No gap junction. And the last point is faster conduction. Here it is slower conduction. Okay, now done. Now what happens? Transmission of impulse across a chemical synapse. Transmission of impulse across a chemical synapse. Chemical synapse में impulse का transmission. ठीक है? So now, if I draw this a picture, first try to understand. Okay. So from here, information is being conducted till the axon terminal. See, I am saying and writing. If you take a note in this way, it will be, I think it will be graved in your mind. Okay. If you read and write at the same time, it will work 4x times than reading it. Okay. So try to take a note while I am teaching. It will be very much beneficial. I have done it in my student life also. Okay. This is the calcium ion. Now, these are the neurotransmitters released. Okay. It is 1, 2. Take a point 2. As the impulse arrives, at the axon terminal, it leads to opening of the calcium channel. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन जब एक्सॉन टर्मिनल के पास पहुंच जाता है, ये कैल्शियम चैनल ओपन हो जाता है. एक्सॉन टर्मिनल, इट लीड्स टू opening of calcium channel, Ca2 plus channel. So thus the entry of calcium 2 plus occurs located on the presynaptic membrane, located on presynaptic membrane. Presynaptic membrane. In the third, calcium signals activates. Basically, calcium signals in the synaptic vesicles. Calcium signals synaptic vesicles to fuse with presynaptic membrane, to fuse with presynaptic membrane and cause exocytosis of neurotransmitter in the synaptic cleft, of neurotransmitter. What are the example of the neurotransmitter? Common example, dopamine, acetylcholine. Okay, the exocytosis of the neurotransmitter in synaptic cleft. Binding of neurotransmitter to its receptor. Remember, the neurotransmitter binds to its receptor. Receptor only binds with the neurotransmitter. Okay, present on the postsynaptic membrane. Present on the postsynaptic membrane. Okay. So the neurotransmitter binds with the receptor on the postsynaptic membrane. Here the neurotransmitter gets binded. Okay. The fifth point, how is the chemical synapse happens? These are the point, you have to remember it. Not for the examination, but you have to clear your concept, because it will require in your whole medical career. Okay. Most of the doctors who are going to pass out this in the recent times don't have a basic knowledge, don't have a basic concept about something. They give numerous number of tests, then find what happened. They don't have the eye, they don't have the clinical eye to detect what is the problem in the patient. Why should I give this test? Why not? They don't have this type of clinical knowledge, because they just do the studies to pass the exam, to pass the university exam. If you get the clear concept, your university exam can be passed by writing the notes, writing the answers on your own. You don't have to memorize the textbook words. Okay. So depending upon the nature of the neurotransmitter, either of the two excitatory postsynaptic potential, EPSP, it is said, EPSP, excitatory postsynaptic potential. It happens when the other neuron is excited. It happens when other neuron is excited. The next, or IPSP. It is inhibitory postsynaptic Potential. It is generated when the other neuron is inhibited. Other neuron is inhibited. Okay, done. Now, write a note. Example of the excitatory neurotransmitter. The neurotransmitter that causes an excitation. Excitatory neurotransmitter. I have marked it with red because it may come in the Neet. This time a high level question may come. Okay, get prepared for it. Epinephrine. Acetylcholine or acetylcholine. Example of the inhibitory neurotransmitter. Inhibitory neurotransmitter. Serotonin. Example of the inhibitory neurotransmitter is serotonin. Central nervous system. Central nervous system. So, the synapses has been completed. Now start the central nervous system. The central nervous system. Okay, central nervous system, CNS. CNS. It is divided into brain and spinal cord. Brain and spinal cord. Okay. Now the brain. Command and control. Command and control. It is protected well inside the skull. Okay, the brain is protected well inside the skull, specifically in the cranium. In cranium. It is also called as a brain box. Okay, in cranium. It is called the brain box. Okay. Now, it is generally walnut structure. Walnut के जैसा दिखता है. थोड़ा grooves है, sulcus है, guide है. Okay, I will describe it. Central Information Processing System. Central Information Processing System. Information Processing organ. Okay. So, write another word. The brain is also covered by. Brain is also covered within the cranial meninges. The cranial meninges. the dura matter, it is outer. The arachnoid matter, arachnoid, that is the middle, and the pia matter, it is the inner. Okay. So there are three types of matter: the dura matter, the arachnoid matter, and the pia matter. Okay. What you would like to say? That I will stop here and start the total description of the brain on the next video. Okay. Up to here I am stopping, and from the next video I will start with the brain. Okay. So please share it with your friends, and please subscribe the channel. Subscribe the channel, share it with your friends, and please do the hit the like button. After seeing the video, please hit the like button and stay tuned with our next video on the brain. Okay, bye.